have tried 5 books in the last like 24 hours. And of these 5 books, I've DNF'd 4 of them and finished one, and the one that I finished, I didn't even like. So I'm picking up the next book on my TBR cart, which is very 2010s, If I Stay. First, I just wanted to tell you about the 5 books I already tried before this. The Last Word is a soft DNF, but I'm definitely not finishing it right now. This one I soft DNF'd, got back to, and fully DNF'd. This one I finished, but I don't really like it. I recommend it if you need like a short, quick read, but other than that, I wouldn't say put this on your TBR. And I also DNF'd these 2. I really usually like stuff that's about like colonial Williamsburg, but it was very much like historically accurate, but very much the girl wants to be a doctor, but she can't do that because she's just a girl kind of vibes. So I have those 5, and none of them are working for me. I might not even read this whole thing either, but it's the next one I'm going to try, and it's really popular, so let's get into it. Say a prayer. So far, this is much better. I mean, it is kind of that cringy, like 2010s YA style writing, but it's popular for a reason, and it is quick moving and engaging, so I'm going with it. Really thought I was going to be reading this into tomorrow morning, but the last like about that much is all acknowledgements and like a discussion and all that other stuff. So I actually finished If I Stay. I'm gonna give it like 2 stars. It has a lot of like politically correct stuff, which I feel like is so much more in YA than like regular books. I'm just gonna leave that there. I liked the story itself. The last few pages might have made me cry. I just was using my phone while I was reading it, so I wasn't filming, but I'm done with this. Okay, I'm gonna go through my TBR cart, and I'm gonna read the descriptions of the books, and whatever is standing out to me that I would be like, ooh, I want to pick this up, that's the one I'll read next. I have a dilemma because the book standing out to me, Lilac Girls, is giving like Things We Cannot Say / The Warsaw Orphan. Beautiful has a really good description. Resistance, really interesting. This one intrigues me because apparently it's a companion novel to The Kitchen House. I didn't realize. Once again, I thought it was just a book that was written by the same author. Nope. It's a companion novel. That obviously intrigues me, but I don't know that the description itself would make me want to read this. It's just the fact that it's a continuation, so I'm going to put that back. Really torn between this one and Hello Beautiful and Resistance. So different. This one really interests me, but I think this one is drawing me in just a little bit more. So let's try this. Well, that's a traumatic first paragraph. I am going to bed. I just wanted to start it to say I started it. I'll pick this up with at 5 a.m. short tomorrow morning. Happy Monday. I have been making really good progress in this. I'm almost like halfway through, which is kind of crazy because I feel like I've only picked it up for snippets at a time over the last few days. There are parts of this where I'm not really paying attention, and then there are parts of this that are absolutely beautiful. I need to do my audiobooks and coffee shops video today and tomorrow, but I did want to get some reading done in this. So I'm gonna read for about 45 minutes probably, and then we'll see how much progress I make in that time. I would say this is a very character-focused book. Normally I'm a plot-driven reader, but I feel like there's enough of plot in here, in their lives, I guess, that it's interesting. I don't know. I'm enjoying it overall. Book update. It's really early in the morning. It's taken a very politically correct turn, and I'm not loving it for that. There are still interesting elements, and it's quick moving. But for example, this quote gets me in any book that it's in, whatever, talking basically about how you don't choose who you love, or you don't choose to love, except for the fact that you absolutely do. Love is a choice. It's an action. And that just bothers me when people say that, because we think that it's a feeling and then we live our lives by feelings, and that's just not a healthy way to make decisions. Anyway, early morning thoughts. And also, it's like being used here to like justify this awful situation, which I can't talk about because it would be spoilery, but like when you get into this mindset that you don't have a choice, it opens up all kinds of doors to nonsense, to justifying things that are not okay. All I'm saying is I just got to the part where one of the main characters, Julia, does something really stupid. I really love this quote. Also, I'm sitting on the floor. She was in the unusual position of loving her, but not knowing her at all. Talking of a child in her family, and I can't really expand on that without spoiling, but I just thought that that was a really good line. We can love someone, but not know them at all. I'm gonna leave it at that. Think about it. I wanted to share this while I was thinking about it, because while I do not like the politically correct event plot line and everything, I really appreciate that this book portrays generational trauma and how it affects people, like person after person. I think that it does that very, very well, and that's what I'm enjoying. But I wanted to say that while I was thinking of it, because otherwise I might forget. Okay, I finished this on a reading sprint, and I was doing the reading sprints on my phone because I wanted to try that out and finish this book. So I was not able to like film my final reactions, although I guess I technically was. So go back and watch my impromptu reading sprint where I finished this if you want to see how I reacted. I don't know that it's a reaction I would have included in a video because it wasn't like anything super interesting. A very sweet ending, kind of predictable. The ending wasn't predictable, but some events that happened were predictable in the sense that like you know that they're coming throughout the book as you're reading it, kind of like, okay, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen, and it's kind of like the events are predictable, but the way that they happened was not. It was very sweet. I do think that I'm going to give this book 4 stars. I want to address the fact that there is language throughout it. The politically correct stuff I talked about I don't love, and I did find myself kind of zoning out frequently. However, I think that the writing style and the way that this is put together and presented really deals with family and love and loss and grief and all of that in a very realistic and just like realistic and appropriate way. I enjoyed it, and I'm kind of surprised. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this or if I'm gonna put it back in a little free library, but I'm very glad that I picked it up and read it. I think this is it for my mood reading video because I need to get started on May's reading. I have some books that I'm very excited to get into, and I want to get into May filming because I had gotten ahead in April and now I'm starting to get behind again, and I don't want to do that. So that's everything. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will talk to you all next time.